What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on? So I got my man Braxton here. I watched some of his lives, as I'm sure a lot of you have also watched him. And man, I really wanted to hear more of his story. As someone I knew growing up, I really, in high school, we kind of all went our separate ways. And, you forget about people, you don't see people. And I always wondered what happened to him. So just start from the beginning, man. Tell everybody like who you are and where you like grew up at.
My name Braxton Cobb. I'm originally from Mudbury, Florida.
Mulberry.
Mudbury.
There's like one red light in Mulberry, isn't it?
Nah, man. We got 4. We got 4.
Mulberry. Mulberry. So you do have all your family's from Mulberry or all throughout Florida?
Well, my mama's side from Mudbury. My daddy's side from down here in Frostproof.
Oh, okay. So you have a big family?
You could say that, something like that.
Did you so you grew up in Mulberry? You went to Mulberry High School?
Yes, sir.
You played like football, baseball?
I played football my JV year for Mudbury Panthers. I ain't played no baseball in high school.
Oh, okay. That's the only school you went to?
Yeah, Mudbury High School.
Oh, okay. And you also lived in another small city also, right?
Yeah, right now I stay in Frostproof.
Frostproof, Florida.
Frostproof. Home of the Bulldogs.
So, hearing some of your story from your live, I kind of want to start from the beginning because I think I caught maybe your second live, so you already talked about some of this stuff. So, growing up, was it like one situation you got in growing up, or were you kind of like involved in a lot of situations? Like, what type of kid were you? You were always like in trouble, kind of in and out of trouble, or?
Man, tell the truth, I got in trouble as a kid. I ain't get in too much trouble and everything, but I did get in some trouble, but it wasn't nothing too serious.
So just like kid stuff, right?
Yeah, kid stuff.
Oh, okay. Was that in high school or was it after high school?
Really, that was before high school. That was like when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay. How was high school for you? You said you played football, right?
Yeah.
Were you thinking about going to college at all, or you just wanted to play in high school?
Actually, I signed my papers to go to college. I signed to go to the United States Army.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what happened to that? Did you end up going, or?
Dreams got cut short. Everything got cut short.
What happened with that?
Well, I had signed up for the Army. I signed.
So your senior year?
No, I was actually a junior. I was
okay.
a junior. Signed up for the Army to go play football.
So you were kind of ahead of the ball and already like prepared and prepping for the next phase in life.
Yeah, cause I had already knew what I wanted to do. I been knew what I wanted to do from when I was a child. I've been told my mama what I wanted to do and everything. So I made that decision right there on my own as in signing up for the Army. My mama or dad ain't know nothing about that until I called them and let them know.
Okay. So is that when you had this situation happen? Was it your junior year or senior year?
Junior year.
Okay. So kind of go into like, you don't have to go into like detail, extreme details, but like what kind of happened with that situation? Was that you going to a party? You just hanging out with friends, or?
No, man, it wasn't even nothing like that. Actually, to tell you the truth, everything just started out from a police phone call. I wasn't at no party or nothing like that. Everything just started out from a police phone call, and that's when my life changed.
And that was after you already like set up to go to college, and was it something like your parents got involved with or they know about?
Yeah, my mom and dad know about that. They've been a big support. My parents, my family, friends, they've been big support through it all. Ain't nobody left me. I actually gained some people in my life.
Oh, okay, that's always good. I know in that type of like situation, sometimes people like want to back away from you because they don't know like what happened, or and they don't want to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
So just like briefly, kind of like tell me, what happened, because I kind of heard some of it, but I didn't hear all. You don't, again, you have to go into details. Don't mention like anybody's name or anything.
Yeah. Well, for those who know me, they know the situation. But for those who don't know me, it all started out with somebody made up a report. Them and their friend made up a report that they got kidnapped and raped. Sexual battery is called rape. So find out that wasn't true at all.
Oh, okay. What so after that situation happened, what was like the step? What happened like she actually after that whole situation, after the cops called you?
Well, before that, I want to say a day before that Thursday, it was that Thursday and everything. That's when the situation happened about the kidnapping and rape and everything. The police was out looking for people to talk to, and they ended up finding me later. And, say they was looking for me all day. I had my auntie take me down to the Bartow, to the air base. They talked to me and everything, showing me some pictures, saying did I know these people. I was like, no, I don't know these people. So they was like, do you know anybody that at the time they told me the girl was 13, that a rape a 13-year-old. I'm like, man, I don't know nothing about that. So they was like, okay, you sure? I'm like, I'm positive. They was like, well, if we find the person and they and we ask them, do they know you, and they tell us, yeah, we're gonna charge you too. We're gonna get you life or the death penalty in prison. So
man.
Yeah, man. Being I was young, I was scared, man. I was terrified.
I'm sure it is. Like if you're going from like, hey, I'm about to go to college and play ball, to hey, your life like literally might be over.
Yeah.
So I we always hear about these type of like situations, and it's always like, well, I didn't do it, and then someone blames you, oh, he did it, and it seems to be, if you don't have that support system, your parents have money to get you like a good lawyer to really get people invested in what happened and wanting to clear you kind of just get swept underneath the rug, and it's just and I'm not sure exactly what happened in your situation, but I know I've seen like a lot of situations that are like that, and that's that's definitely tough. And I know I have had some other friends that have kind of been in that same situation. So after everything happened and you got arrested, how was that experience, like actually getting arrested and going to jail? Did you think it was going to be like you got arrested and you get right back out, or what was going through your mind at that time?
Man, when I got arrested at school. It was just like, man, the embarrassment, seeing your classmates.
This was your senior year of high school, or your junior year?
This is my junior year.
Oh, junior year, okay.
Seeing your classmates, seeing you getting arrested, your family members, seeing you getting arrested like that, So it was really embarrassed, and I was like, just a really crazy situation, because, man, like I said, I done been in trouble before as a juvenile, but, I ain't never been that embarrassed in my life like that, how it was that day.
Yeah, I'm sure that's something that sticks with you, especially if like you're not one of the kids that's always gotten in trouble, been in school suspension, or, and definitely not in trouble to that type of, that magnitude. So after you got arrested, they took you, I guess, to the like local jail, right?
They took me to the same spot they took me at that Thursday night. They took me down there. They was talking to me. They fed me and everything. They questioned me.
did you understand then like the magnitude of what was happening and what was going on, or did you just think like, hey, they're just asking me questions, and you were still like unclear about what was going on?
You know, my godmama always told me the truth to set you free. So basically, I was just trying to tell my truth, trying to, you know, let them know what was going on and everything. And with me telling the truth, I was also scared because, like I said, the night before they threatened me with either life in prison or the death penalty. So, you know, like you say, you seen my videos, I end up confessing to something that I didn't do and everything, just to try to like clear my name up to make sure everything was good.
Yeah, and I've you know, we've all like, you know, seen shows and seen even like real life situations where it's kind of like they give you an A or B choice right then at the scene, and you're like, what if it is an A or B?
Yeah.
And you know, you don't think about, okay, well, there's a C option that, hey, I didn't do it, I didn't do this, so you know, however it may be. And I think that's something a lot of people don't think about also.
It's like, man, when like after I confessed or whatever, and they had told they called the people down there, like I said when I made the videos, these not my words. My case public, 2007 and everything. These not my words, it's they words. You could see when I made part 3, I had some of the paperwork in the that when they got down there, they was like, man, I can't believe they arrested somebody for a lie that I made. I'm just gonna go in there and just clear it up and let them know I lied. But when the police mentioned my name and let them know that I confessed to this, that's when they went along with the story and everything.
Oh, okay. So, and that's kind of, I mean, that's interesting, even though they had that person saying like, hey, I just made this up in the moment, and you know, maybe even apologizing.
No, she ain't tell them she made it up. She was saying when they did deposition, she was saying that to herself that she was going to go tell them that she made it up.
So she didn't say anything then?
No, she didn't say anything then.
Oh, okay. So it just seemed like they were just going off what you said.
Yeah.
So I guess, so how long did you get for that? Like I'm sure you did prison time, right?
Yeah, I did prison time, man.
Where did you go to prison at?
Man, I was all over the state of Florida, but my deal was plead guilty to one charge, they'll drop one. And I always kept my innocent, you know, from day one. I told my mom and my dad, I said, listen, if I did it, I wouldn't even let y'all spend all this type of money, the money that they spent to get me a lawyer and everything. So my deal was at first to plead guilty to one, they would drop one. They did deposition. She admitted that she lied. She didn't give me oral sex and nothing like that. So at the time, I ain't care what deal they offered me. I wasn't gonna take it because I'm like, man, I've been telling y'all this from day one. Thing that really got me jammed up was my confession.
Yeah.
You know, but when I found out it was DNA in my case, I'm willing to get DNA swab, DNA tests and everything. Then when I found that more evidence was she was never touched, I'm willing to go all out. Now, I ain't taking no deals. All deals off the table.
Yeah, and then that's kind of crazy because in your mind, you're like, hey, you're thinking one way, okay, I didn't do this, so, and I'm sure at that age of what, you like 16 or 17?
I was 17 when they locked me up.
So you're just thinking about, okay, I didn't do this, so they're you know, these are adults. At that time, you're like, these are adults gonna figure out that I didn't do this, so it shouldn't be any consequences, as you know, as we're taught as kids, it shouldn't be any consequences for something that I, you know, didn't do, you know.
Yeah, really.
But that's not how it actually works sometimes in the real world. As far as like, if you get an A and a B choice, you know, you have to pick one, and both of them might be choices that don't say I'm completely innocent.
Yeah, really. Even though, like I said, I confessed out of fear, I thought with everything that started lining up, being that she kept switching up her story and all this, and you know, and true facts kept coming out I'm thinking no matter, even though I confess to this and all this hardcore facts coming out with, as in she's never been touched, she's still a virgin, you know, DNA, this man willing to get DNA tested. I'm thinking like, okay, yes, we got his confession, but we got this right here. I'm thinking I'm scot free.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go home, but it ain't end up like that. I end up going to trial, lost trial, you know. They still try.
You lost trial even with all of that. So
I lost trial, even though she got up there and said she lied about giving me, or says that they asked, my lawyer asked her, well, how did they get you to change your story? She was like, well, they told me they could lock me up for sending them on a wild goose case. And like I say, man, these are not my words. Anybody want to check it out, my public records, you could go and look it up for yourself and see that. It just cut off. See that that I'm not just saying this to try to make myself look good or things like that. But yeah, I had a lost trial. The first deal was even though I lost trial, 4 years prison, 20 years probation. I told
20 years probation.
20 years.
Man,
probation,
that's what get a lot of people, because people don't realize like all the stipulations in probation. It's hard. I guess you feel like you get violated. I think a year of probation is hard to make it through the whole time.
Yeah, and what people don't know is like you say, even if you have a year probation, is just because you violate that year probation, they don't have to give you that year probation. They could give you whatever that charge carries. So if that charge carries 10 years,
so
if they want to, they could give you them 10.
So so it's gonna be added on to the 20 you already got. So it's gonna be
No. I'm saying, I know. Like, with my situation with the 20 years I got, that's all I had after that.
Oh, okay.
It was like, so, yeah.
So after you got, after like the trial and everything was over, and you knew like what it was, and you got to do 8 years, what was that day like, going to prison and seeing, is it juvenile at that age, or did you get like tried as an adult?
I stayed in there till I was 18 and they took me to the adult side. I lost trial when I was a juvenile, turned 18 in 12:01 midnight. I was with the big boys.
Yeah, so how was that your first night in prison?
What, I was still in the county jail.
Oh, in the jail. How was that?
You know, I really wasn't scared, because you know, I've been in jail so long, so it's how you carry yourself. If you want to act tough, them problems gonna come your way. But if you know how to do time and just sit back, mind your business, it was good, you know. I ain't had no problem when I went to the adult side, you know.
So how was that adjustment from going to like, hey, I'm about to go to college, to the Army, to now I'm in jail?
Man, it was a big adjustment, because I remember when I got in jail, man, from what one officer lady told me. When I first got in there, man, I wouldn't talk to nobody. I was quiet. I was a little scared. But after being in there, you know, being around your environment for so long, you end up adapting to your environment. So I started getting in trouble, and the lady was like, man, you different, man. When you first came here, you were one way. Now you done totally got off the chain. But it's the environment. You got to learn the environment and everything, because like they say, man, it's wolves and sheep. And being in an environment like that, you don't want to be no sheep, because you don't want to get taken advantage of.
So you almost gotta present yourself as a wolf, even though that's not what you are.
Yeah. I'm soft. I ain't gonna lie. I'm soft.
I can
real scared.
So did you have any like experiences that stick out to you, as far as like dealing with other, you know, inmates? And what was your first like crazy, you know, experience you had in there?
Man, my first crazy experience was, man, oh man, I get emotional when I say this part. I ain't even have a DC number yet. Officer beat me when they took me to Orlando.
Officer beat you?
Yeah, officer beat me on the bus. in front of everybody. I ain't even have no DC number at the time.
What's a DC number? What does that mean?
That's what that's six digit number that you got to go by in prison.
Oh, what they identify you as?
Yeah, what they identify you as. But I had ended up getting into it with a sheriff officer in Polk County. They had me handcuffed and shackled to an old dude, and you know, he couldn't move like that. So we got into a little argument, and I'm like, man, you ain't even worth it, man. So when I got up there, you know, he let them know that me and him had a little bit of words and stuff like that. So they put me on the bus first. They told me to get in the cage. I'm like, man, I ain't getting in the cage. So I sat in the seat behind the cage, like it's a regular school bus, but it got a cage.
Yeah.
So when they filled the bus up, the black officer got on there, got my envelope, opened it up for the whole bus, and read my charges out. So next thing you know,
So he put like a target on your back.
yeah, he put a target on my back. So next thing you know, he just started slapping me across my head, punching me in my head. So it's like, man, I said a quick prayer in my head, and it was a negative prayer. I'm like, God, man, if this FN hit me one more time, I'ma swing on him. And like, God heard my prayer, because when I said that, the man ain't hit me no more. So I sat down, and it was an old school dude that been to prison a couple times. He was just talking to me. I was just trying to explain him the situation. Like, man, listen, I was a kid, man. I was a kid when I caught this. So when they end up taking me to Lake Butler, they called me off the bus first. So the old school dude was like, man, Jit, do what he say, man, because he'll get these people to turn on you and everything. They could kill you up here. Do what he say. So I got off the bus scared, trembling, you know. I already got beat on about my charge, and he don't even know the situation, you know. So I was terrified. Because now everybody that came up there with me, over 50 people, know what I'm in prison for now. So, you know.
Yeah, so I'm sure word like spread, spread fast.
Yeah,
Did you ever get, and that was like what, that was your first day or first week?
That was my first day.
First day, wow. So what was it like after that? I mean, like going into jail.
Going in there, man,
was anybody else like kind of, taunting you and saying, hey, we know what you did, or, that type of situation, or people just like left alone after that?
No, I ended up going to the juvenile side, and everything, and, over the time, when I was in there, they had where your ID, they put you in the grid where you fight. If you don't fight, you're going to be a June, well, they take your stuff. When your people send you money, you got to break it off and everything. So, being that some of the people was on the bus with me was juvenile, they went over there, so they was telling people my charges and everything. But I did have one individual come to me and sat down and talked to me like, man, listen, don't let them get to you. Man, I had a cousin, same thing happened to him. So dude really encouraged me right there. So that's what happened when I first got there.
So after being in there for like a few months, did you kind of get like a feel for like how it would be? Or were you like thinking like, hey, I might have a chance of getting out because, as you said, I didn't do this, Or did you just like accept like, hey, I'm gonna be in here for 8 years? Nah,
man, I wasn't accepting nothing. I was going to the law library every chance I got. I was going to the law library, yeah, finally got to the point, the dude that was helping me, he was like, man, listen, it's nothing against you, but I really can't help you out like that no more, because I'm in prison for that. I end up killing my wife's brother, you know what I'm saying? And he told me, and I was like, I respect that. But even though people was giving me bad news in the law library, man, I wasn't discouraged. I was going to the law library trying to learn as much as I can about my case and everything.
So you said you moved around a lot in Florida.
In the prison system.
In the prison system. What was your first move to?
After I left.
And how old were you?
After I left Lake Butler, After being there 4 months, I went to Century.
In Lake Butler, that was the like juvenile facility?
Nah, that was a medical center. See, they got reception centers where they send you at. You stay there a while they process you. Like they got one in Orlando, one in Lake Butler, one up towards Pensacola, and one down south in Miami. So when I left Lake Butler, the first camp I went to was Century. That's like right there, Alabama. You know, and I was there for a while.
Someone said you won your appeal. But was never brought back in appeal. I'm not sure who that is or what that means. But so your next step after that, were you in contact with your parents, or had they come to see you?
Yeah, my mama was coming to see me. Well, no. When I first got up that road, man, I ain't get my first visitation till, I want to say I got my visitation December the 19th, 7 days after my birthday. My auntie Pee Wee brought my mama up. I had ended up going to Columbia, and my mama came to see me. That's the first time I had seen somebody in my family.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, in like over 2 years.
Wow. I mean, wait, there was at least like phone calls though, right?
Yeah, it was phone call.
Okay. And I'm sure that was still in your mind, like that day of getting arrested, like, you know, what everybody thought of you, what your friends and family.
Yeah.
And by this time, you would have already you started college, you know, 2 years later. So was that also like weighing on you as far as like, hey, I'm not supposed to, you know, be in here? Or how did you feel like
Man,
after those 2 years? Or after you were 18, I guess.
I felt like I wasn't even, I'm finna tell you the truth, bro. I just felt like, you know, that the system had let me down. I felt like now, being that they had found me guilty of this, I was worrying about like what people think of me, especially family members, close people that's real close to me. Like when they see me, will they really think I'm this type of person? Do they really think I did this and stuff like that? So I had that stuff weighing in on me and stuff like that. To this day, I still have that stuff weighing in on me, you know. But
yeah, that's, I mean, it's a hard thing, especially like with that charge, you know. It's I think it just comes with a certain type of like, you know, like stigma attached to it. People really don't care about whether you did it or not, you know. And people know like the justice system, it doesn't always work. So you have people that, you know, fall through the cracks, that, you know, you have have the best lawyer, you have a public defender, so all those things can kind of play on like your situation. What type of attorney did you have during that time? Was he someone that was like really on everything, or was he, you know, just what you guys could afford?
You know, man, my people spent the bag, man. Yeah. They spent the bag. I want to say they spent like over $20,000. My mama, my dad, and my auntie. I don't know who all got involved. I think my grandma, on my daddy's side. Like I said, I really don't know who got involved, but you know.
So I'm sure that probably hurt them also, because that's not, you know, most people don't have that laying around just to, you know, to give out. So I'm sure that was very stressful for them as well.
Yeah, man, that was very stressful.
So fast forward, so like after you kind of get in there, you get like used to everything that's going. That's kind of like how it works or whatever. How was like the middle of your bid, like year 4 and 5? Were you adjusted by then and kind of still, you know, like what was your mind like? You know, I know some people that do long bids are gonna say like, okay, you got to do your time the right way, or were you like still getting involved with like the wrong crowd in there? And
nah, it wasn't that with me. It wasn't never about being with no crowd. You know, I was kind of like, you know, I really want to put myself out there because of my charge, you feel me? So like, people ask, what you in prison for? Man, I'm in prison for kidnapping. Even though they could just look me up, but you know, I got the story so told where I got people like actually believing me. You know, man, I'm in here for, you know, kidnapping. You know, I had one dude look me up, man. He told me, you know, man, we cool. I don't care what you in for, man. Him end up coming like this, brothers, you know, like that. And but after again settled in, they end up moving me. I went to another camp, but being at my age, they put me in a juvenile dorm. And my first day that I had to fight. Yeah. I had to fight my first day. I wasn't even 24 hours. My first day, I had to fight.
How were the guards in this one? Like, was it were they tough on you? Were they on point as far as breaking up fights and making sure like a safe environment? Or
well, with the juveniles, man, we if you fight, you know, you want to get in the room where the police don't see it. So went back in the room, fought and stuff like that. Cause you know, if you don't fight as a juvenile, like I said, man, people gonna take your stuff. When your people send you money, you either gonna be a jizzle or a joom and stuff like that. So no matter if you don't want to fight, you gonna have to fight. You gonna have to prove to people, like, they don't care about you getting beat up. They just want to see is you gonna fight.
They don't see you fighting now.
Yeah, they just want to see is you gonna fight. But if you like, nah, man, I ain't gonna get there, man. All right, they already got something for you. When you coming up with that big Santa Claus bag,
yeah,
you have about 5, 6 of them run off in there. Hey,
it's over with.
It's too late to try to fight now. Them boys coming, when they coming for that bag. And once you give it up, you're gonna keep giving it up till you lead up.
What was it, like gangs and stuff in there?
Oh, heck yeah.
You had like Bloods, Crips, obviously.
Yeah.
Like Vice Lords.
Heck yeah.
So I'm sure that was something that was like difficult to navigate also, as far as not getting involved, you know. And I know they kind of offer you that safety or something. Hey man, we'll look out for you. Just, you know, you be with us, whatever.
Yeah. You know, like when I got to my second camp, I was there like 37 months before I even left. You know, so being at a camp so long, you get to meet a lot of people. A lot of people get to know you and stuff like that. You know, so it's about the impression you make on people and everything. If you consider yourself as a tough guy enough, them problems gonna come your way. They definitely gonna come your way. Cause if you want to be tough, there's always somebody tougher than you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Someone said they pleaded with you not to fight, but you had to like stand your ground. I guess, man, that's the situation. Sometimes you don't have a choice of, you know, somebody in your face. You don't have a choice of, like, you know, running away or, you know, turning the other cheek.
Listen, I ain't really, like, my first camp, like when I first got to prison, I fought one fight. When I got to my my main camp, I ain't getting no fight. But when I went to my second camp, where I say I've been at 37 months, I had to fight because I was with juvenile. So I got in like 2 fights in the juvenile, and then when I got with the adults, you know, I got in a couple fights. But man, you gotta just let people know, man. You know, like I say, I wasn't no wolf. I was a sheep, but I'm portray myself to be there because you're not finna take advantage of me. Because, you know, like I say, if you a sheep, all type of stuff can happen to you. End up getting raped or killed or whatever.
Oh, really?
And so I was like,
did you see those things happen, like in there, like other like men get taken advantage of like that? Or
man, I seen so many people, especially good people, but you know, you got to mind your own business, stay in your own lane. So you be like, dang, man, if it wasn't the Nimbus type, you could help that type of person. But man, you know,
you can't go up against everybody by yourself.
You can't, cause man, people think the streets in prison is kind of the same, and it's kind of not. Like, I done heard so many people say, oh, well, I'm glad he locked up because I know where he at. Nah.
Yeah.
Because when you're in prison, it don't mean you go to prison with a year. That don't mean you coming home. You get killed in prison, or you you're back against the wall and you have to do something you regret and end up killing somebody. So now you done turned the end of the day into a natural life sentence.
Yeah.
So I don't get that saying when people say, "Oh, I'm glad he locked up because I know." No, because you never know when the person coming home.
And that's tough for some, because you know people have all type of like weapons, and you know, and even like having drugs in there, you can get caught up with that also if you know your cellmate or something got something and you don't know about it.
Yeah, man. Like
so
you say with them weapons, man. Like this can right here. Make a weapon with this can. I'm talking about. Yeah, man. This can right here. You cut it in half or whatever. This old can to cut your face open, cut your throat, man. It's like you can make a weapon with anything, bro.
So I'm sure that's like stressful too. Like just looking, kind of having to watch your own back every single day for that amount of time. And so like your 4th or 5th year, this would have been like a time where you'd have been graduating college, you know.
Yeah, because like I say, I had signed to go to the Army. You know, that's what I wanted to do, go to the Army. You know, I signed 30 days training with pay, CDL, computer training. And I really wanted to go to the military. I really wanted to go there. And, you know, like I said, my mama and dad ain't know. I ended up calling them when I was going back to my math class. My mama was crying. Like, son, go back. Tell them people you don't want to do this. I'm like, man, listen, Mom, this is something that I want to do. I'm like, man, besides people that actually got money, celebrities, who could say they done traveled the world? That's what I want to do.
Yeah, and for a lot of people in the military, it puts you in a good position to, you know, see the world, have that financial stability coming out, and then, you know, they pay for school, you know, after you get done. So I know a lot of people in the military. It's great for some people, but you know, I guess you never got that chance.
Never got that chance
because of this situation. So like fast forwarding more past that towards your last year. How was your last year in there? So you did eight full years, right?
Yeah, I did 8 years, 3 months. Off of 9 years, 3 months.
So initially, that's what you were sentenced is 8 years?
No, I was sentenced to 9 years, 3 months with 20 years probation.
Oh, so they only gave you 8 years and 3 months was based on like good behavior or something?
Good behavior, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's normally what people do, but normally they don't even do that much time. Normally it's like maybe like 7 years if you.
No, you do 85% off your time.
Oh, okay.
So like if you got a 10-year bid, you'll do 8 years in a couple months, you know.
Okay. So how was that that last year? Were you like excited to get back out, or were you still thinking about like, hey, this is still? I mean, because I'm sure by then did you look up like all of like what falls underneath what you were charged with?
Man,
or did they go over it with you as far as like, hey, when you get released, this is how it's gonna go, this was gonna happen? How was that like process of getting released and finding out, you know, where you stand? My
last year, I started going to re-entry. Re-entry is it prepare you for society, to get back in society. It help you with like, if you ain't never write a resume for a job and stuff like that, it help you. So it taught me how to do a resume. It taught me how to prepare myself to go talk to people, how to dress, how to look people in their eyes and talk to them. Just was preparing me for society, the real world, helping me out, letting me know what programs out there to help me out. So that went along good. And then when it was time for me to get out, when I walked out them gates, man, I adapted to society like that. If you ain't know me, you wouldn't even knew I was gone. Yeah, I didn't. I knew this like you had a situation. I thought maybe you moved away or something because of the situation. I never really knew, you know, what happened to you. Someone said, Darrell said, sometimes it's impossible to avoid, you know, trouble in prison. It is. Cause like I say, when I was in there, like he telling the truth. It was a dude got hit in the eye with a lock just because it was a riot popped off, and this dude, he ain't do nothing but just spread the word of God. You feel me?
Oh,
and you know,
somebody that saw him as look, checkmate. Yeah, pow.
Yeah. Sometimes you ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing. Cause I remember one time when I was in the, I asked this gang member, I say, bro, let me ask you a question, serious question. He was like, what's up? I was like, man, what if, you know, you got a brother and he keep messing with this dude every day, and you know, dude don't mess with nobody. And then he finally come to you and say, hey man, tell your brother to leave me alone. And you know your brother keep messing with him, and he end up getting some bad news, and he end up smashing dude.
Yeah.
They're like, man, being that's my brother, we got to jump. I'm like, but you know this dude don't mess with nobody though. He's like, man, that's the rules right there.
Yeah,
so
that's the rule. That's crazy. That's crazy.
no, like,
So getting out of prison, did you have like family there after you got out, or was everybody like waiting for you, or nobody?
My mama came to get me, my sister, lady named Miss Michelle, that's my mama's best friend, and at the time my sister, baby daddy came to get me.
How old were you when you got out?
Well, I was 25.
So from 17 to 25.
Yeah.
So you missed graduation, college,
Homecoming, all that.
yeah. So that's a big part of your life, anybody's life. That's like kind of gives you the foundation for who you're gonna be, as a man later on in life. And at that learning stage, you were in prison and kind of learning just how to survive, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's tough. So, what did you have at 25 when you got out?
When I got out at 25, I got out with 20 years probation, man.
20 years probation. That's crazy.
I was too many people, like I say.
So you'd
man,
be 45.
I would have been 45 when I got out probation, and I would have had to do everything. It wasn't because the stipulation wasn't no you could get off early, pay early. Being that the situation, I would have had to do the whole 20.
What comes with probation? A lot of people don't really know,
like,
what it is or what comes with it. So kind of explain.
Under my circumstances, I was on sex offender probation. Like 1,000 feet from you got to live 1,000 feet from a school, park, church. 2,500 feet from a bus stop. You can't attend nothing where kids go to, like.
So what do you mean until you can't attend anything that kids go to?
You can't go to no football games, none, being on probation. Like
really?
That. Yeah, and like if you're on probation, like say we out in the mall or shopping, and a child run up to me and be like, hey, I can't find my parents or nothing, can you help? I can't even say nothing. I got to get you to like, hey bro, I need you to help them, because if I talk to them or whatever, I get in trouble. Or they got a rule where if you see a child, you got 3 seconds to look, you got to turn your head and go the other way. But it was so many rules and stipulations with that. Like when I got out, I knew I was going back. Because like I said, I got out at 25, 20 years probation. I got out, I was sleeping on the side of the road 4 months straight.
Why were you sleeping on the side of the road?
I was homeless. I ain't had no place to go, bro. I ain't had no place to go. My people tried to find me places, but the jurisdiction, you can only stay certain places, so couldn't find.
So you kind of had to be on your own, because like you couldn't just move back, with your parents or your cousin or somebody, because they might fall in those parameters where you couldn't be at.
Yeah. And like I couldn't stay with my mama because, they had brothers and sisters. They was under the age of 18, so I couldn't stay there.
So even with your own family, you can't be around your own family?
Nah, I couldn't even be around my own family.
You can't be around your own family?
If I would have got caught being on probation, I would have went right back to prison.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but like I said, I slept on the side of the road for 4 months. I end up, girl that, she ended up becoming my wife. She from down here in Frostproof. I end up meeting with her, explain her my situation. She accepted me for who I am, like I said, I slept on the side of the road for 4 months. She had a child at the time. She moved with my mama in Mudbury and stuff like that. Brought a child down here, so go to school, I couldn't even be around him. So that was the hurtful feeling, like, man, knowing you ain't that type of person, but people see your charge, they really think you that type of person when they really don't know your situation or what happened to you. So that was very hurtful and painful.
So do you have any biological kids of your own?
Yeah, I got, you know, I don't believe in that stepson junk. You feel me?
Okay.
I believe in, like, you get with a girl and she have a child and you be around that child. Ain't no step. That's my son, and I got a biological. I got a daughter with her. You know.
Okay, so you married or dating or?
No, I'm married. I've been with my wife since 2015. We've been married since 2017.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats. I'm kind of late, but congrats.
Thank you.
So how does that play? Like if you have kids and let's say they're in gymnastics or sports, basketball, football, you can never go see them play any sports under any conditions or?
No, if I ain't on probation, I could go. But being on probation, you can't, because you're gonna have an ankle monitor on. They're gonna know your every move and everything. But like,
so are you on probation now?
No, I ain't no probation.
Oh, okay. So you can still go. So so what's your situation like now? What's like, what are you dealing with right now?
I'm still dealing with the same situation from when, because everything fall up under one. Like, I gotta turn myself in Monday.
You gotta turn yourself in Monday? So in 2 days?
Yeah, I really supposed to turn myself in yesterday, but they extended it to Monday.
And can you go into that at all? I mean, I don't want you to.
Yeah, I go into it. I go into it like it's still basically like I told you earlier. I got failure to register. Like when I go to prison, if somebody look me up, it's not gonna say failure to register. It's gonna go back to my original charge and everything, what I went to prison for the first time. But I got failure to register, on some of the stuff, like I said, when I was juvenile, I felt like the system let me down. I still feel like the system let me down this time, because I end up going to jail for something else, and then that started a big investigation. So the lady, she messed up on my paperwork, and my mama and my child godmama turned me in on Father's Day, because I wanted to spend my first Father's Day with my little girl. And she told my mama and my child godmama that if she messed up on my paperwork, she don't mind going to court and helping me out. She even told a lady that worked with her for the Polk County Sheriff that she don't mind. So over the time when I'm trying to get in contact with her to talk to my one lawyer, she got the detective to get in contact with me and told me I don't need to reach out. But you said, you gave me your word. You even gave one of your coworkers your word that, hey, you messed up on my paperwork, you was gonna be there. So she wanted to do that. So I end up having to plead no contest. Man, I'm looking at 4 years right now.
4 years?
That'll be a total
12 years?
17 to 18 years. I done did a total of 13. My first bid I did 8 years, 3 months off 9 years, 3 months. I got out, like I said, I was homeless. I was sleeping on the side of the road. I went back after 4 months. They gave me a total of 13 years, where they made it like I looked like I never got out of prison. So I ended up doing 12 years and everything. And then, being the circumstance, still on probation, I went back, did another 10 months. I've been out since January 14th of 21, almost 3 years. I've been doing good, man.
So the probation, what really gets you hemmed up?
Yeah,
like it's like you can't beat it.
Yeah, I ain't doing nothing to get in trouble. When I got out January the 14th, I was on probation till February 3rd. I started my own business, mobile detailing, landscaping, painting, pressure washing. I've been out 33 months. I've been doing good, man.
So is there any way you can like fight this, or is it kind of you just gotta take it on the chin?
Right now, I'm fighting it and taking it on the chin, because, man, I know I ain't this type of person, man. It's hard being that, my son, I've been there since he was like 4 or 5, and now he 14. So he done seen me in the system. You know, he couldn't come see me because of the situation. And now that I have a daughter, she'll be 2. October 14th, I got to turn myself in Monday. I won't even be able to see her turn 2. It's like, I can't do the things like I want to do as a father. Like, you know, because, you know.
And I'm sure that weighs on your wife and also, you know, I mean, your 14-year-old, because he's, you know, very aware. So,
Yeah.
him as well.
Yeah.
So you might not even see him graduate.
Yeah, man. But I had already, you know, broke it down to him, let him know the situation. He hurt, you know, but you know, like he know what's up and everything, you know. He trying to be strong for me, but man, I'm just tired of doing time, man. I'm tired.
I'm sure. So once you, let's say, once you get out in 4 years, will you be back on probation, or how does that work?
Well, I got 48 months, so if I do good, I could get out in 40 months. So I have like 8 months probation.
Okay, to finish the rest of that.
Yeah.
Rest of that time. All right. Then we'll wrap this up. Anything else you want to like say or let people know? Anything people can do to like help out you with your situation? Have you started like a GoFundMe or anything? Or
no, I ain't starting no GoFundMe page yet, but I'm finna get ready. If you want to help me out, man, I just ask you to just check out my stories. Part 1, Part 2, Shedding Light on the failed system. My other one is Shedding Light on the unjust system. You know, you could check them out on my page, my wife page at Denise Cobb, or you could check them out on YouTube. They on Instagram. She put them on Instagram and TikTok and everything. Another thing I ask you, you know, like I say, my case public records, you know. Don't just take my word for it. Look it up, read it for yourself and everything. Don't be judgmental, you know what I'm saying? Because in a book, you know, you might look at this book and be like, oh, it's a bad story or whatever, but when you get to read it, you find out that it's a good story. So don't judge a book by a cover, you know what I'm saying? And I just ask y'all to spread the word. I'm not just doing this for myself. If I could bring awareness to anybody, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get more people that felt like me, was uncomfortable to talk about their situation, to just open up, because there's always somebody that'll listen to you. So, you know, I'm just bringing awareness to my situation and other people's situation.
Hopefully some young kids that can, you know, see it, and like, you know, young athletes. It seems like, you know, athletes always get caught up in these type of, you know, situations for whatever reason. And that's tough. It's something that kind of follows you throughout the rest of your life. And it's extremely hard to shake. And someone mentioned, you know, probation is a setup. You know, and it can be.
Yeah, see, because it's hard. Like I say, you know, some people don't know my situation. Some people do. And for those people who don't know the situation, you know, they judge because, man, they have a thing where, like down in Highlands County, they got, well, if you move to Highlands County, they put you on Facebook, let them know what you went to prison for.
Yeah.
Polk County, like, when I moved, they called, let them know, hey, man, this person just moved, he went to prison for this and that, you know. And, you know, it's just like, man, it's painful that, you know.
I think that's tough, because there's some people that, you know, everyone should be aware of. And you have people that just trying to, like, leave that situation in the past. And if, you know, if you got like wrongfully convicted or something, it's still hard for you to shake, you know, no matter what. You know, if you did it, you know,
it's very hard for me to shake. Like I said, I can't do.
And that's such a tough situation to deal with, and a strong charge, because I think that's stronger than any other. You could have murdered someone and be like, oh well, people are like, oh well, he just killed somebody. Or something like, and it's not even seen as bad. But with that charge, man, people look at you.
They feel
even like doing this today, I got a lot of messages. People that saying, man, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. I'm like, why? It's, you know, I think even for what you said, man, I kind of like looking at your first videos. I was like, man, I could hear the sincerity in your, you know, voice. So I just wanted to hear, you know, more of your story, and I hope, you know, things work out for you. And I want you to be, you know, encouraged, man. And that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. See, you know,
especially having a family now, you've kind of gotten used to, you know, being there, and you know, going back to that environment, which is stressful. That's tough.
Yeah, man. See, you know, and like with this situation, you know, like you said about, you know, you could kill somebody, they treat them better. Man, like I said, I know I'm not this type of person, but to other people, they might feel like I'm this type of person. They feel, and you know, it make you feel like you the scum of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Because a person really don't know you or trying to get to know you. They just let the title over your head. Oh, he a sex offender, or he a sexual predator, or whatever. And they really don't know the situation, or try to come talk to you about the situation. Like, anybody could come talk to me about the situation. At one point, you know, I was embarrassed to talk about this. I wouldn't open up, but man, it's time to just let stuff out. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to fight it. I'm gonna fight it till I ain't got no more breath in my body. But I know I ain't that type of person. You know what I'm saying? People from my city, people that stay in Frostproof, that see me on the everyday basis, you know, they know I ain't that type of person. If they feel like that I'm that type of person, then hey, I can't change nobody's opinion. You know, you got your own opinion, but you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, be encouraged, man. You got like a community of people that, you know, love you and care about you and want to see you, you know, do good. They, you know, care about your family. So yeah, man, you know, there's a lot of people that's gonna embrace you still, that grew up with you and know the type of person that you are.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't be discouraged by, you know, man, these people think I'm going back, and you know,
man,
yeah, a lot of people supporting you.
You know,
I got a lot of good messages, man. So that's why I went ahead and did it.
Yeah.
You know, so quick. I got a lot of good messages.
You know, you know, this is discouraging, but you know, one thing I could say, man, you know, if God be for me, who could be against me? You feel me? And
Yeah.
you know, we all made mistakes. Just a little quote that my pastor used to say, you know, when he was out in the world before he decided to get right. Man, if so many people judge people, but at the same time, if God was to put a rap sheet in front of you and what everybody could see, and you had these secrets that couldn't be seen, and people know your secret, you'll be embarrassed of them. So that's why I say, man, don't judge a book by a cover. Don't judge a person. Get to know that person. Hear their story out. Then you can know what type of person they is, or feel where they coming from and everything. Because like, even if I wasn't in this situation, I still want to judge a person, because who am I to judge?
Yeah, that's you know, I didn't judge you. I didn't know exactly, you know, what happened, but I remember the type of person you were. So I'm like, man, really, that's what happened. I thought you just had moved away. You know, I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I moved.
Yeah.
I moved.
Yeah.
I moved away. Yeah, I moved to that home.
Yeah, but all right, guys, man, this is gonna be it for today, man. You know, thanks for coming out, and we're gonna wrap this up.
All right, bro.